Hey. Huh. The day is upon us. Can everybody hear me? Dear God. Oh, the day I dreaded ever since this president has been in office has now come to pass. OMG. Keisha, I cannot have a great weekend. We are screwed. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. This is so crazy. Whew. All right. So this is a moment that I have dreaded for oh so long. And I was really hoping and praying that that God would just hold out at least until the election, at least until November. But it seems that the Lord had other plans. Well, I would like to hope so, because Lord knows, personally, I think that Donald Trump probably had something to do with it. What's with the shades? The shades are for the fact that we just lost our only kind of crutch holding on to the Supreme Court in the liberal department. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away. Yeah. Whew. Oh my gosh. I just never thought I would say that. At 87 years old, she has passed away. And now, of course, President Donald Trump and the rest of his cronies will be preparing to fill her seat and making the Supreme Court conservative heavy. So you can think of any Supreme Court ruling right now pretty much being overturned. And that's a scary thought. That's a scary thought whatsoever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wanted to hold on, but it didn't happen. Where to begin? So Ruth Bader Ginsburg started her journey on the Supreme Court through actually Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton nominated her for the Supreme Court in 1993. And in 1993, of course, her major opinion back in 1996 was based upon the United States versus Virginia, which struck down the Virginia military statute, which was 157 years old, that basically just said that only men can serve in the military and not women. So she was very much for gender equality. She was very much for equality across the board, and especially with women and working and equal pay and all of those things. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a great champion of those things, and it is so devastating to see her go at this time. Now, if those of you can recall, back in 2016, when Justice Scalia passed away, President then Barack Obama said, hey, you know what? We're just going to fill the seat because that is what a sitting president does. And turkey neck Mitch McConnell said, oh, no, I won't allow you to do that. It's an election year, so we're going to let the voting public decide, right? And so they blocked the president from actually picking a seat. Yeah, sorry about that. So, so they blocked Obama from picking a justice for the Supreme Court when Justice Scalia died, and Turkey Neck McConnell vowed that he would never approve him. They didn't even bother listening or sitting down with Obama's pick to even say, well, let's give him a hearing. Absolutely not. They didn't do it. So now the shoe's on the other foot. But I already know, as we all should already know, that this is about to be a bunch of BS, because I am sure, and we can all be very clear, that Mitch McConnell and the rest of them will try and put a Supreme Court justice to lock it down. And this will be a lockdown for years to come because Supreme Court justices do not get unseated. It is a lifetime appointment. So this is very important and very dangerous, even to regardless who may be president come November. You know, statutes and laws could really be changed from this. So definitely nothing to take lightly. Because if I had the button to press it, that Ghost part where in the movie Ghost, where Whoopi looks at Homegirl and says, Molly, you in danger, girl? I'm telling y'all, Molly, we in danger. So definitely, this is a harsh blow to democracy. The guardrails are off as far as the Supreme Court is concerned. And they may run rampant. We it's kind of up in the air, but we'll see in these next couple of days. And I mean, I almost think that they already knew what the deal was because Trump was already lining up justices that he knew nothing about. I'm sure he got those recommendations from people who was dropping money into his campaign. They were sliding him names for justices to fill Ruth Bader Ginsburg's spot if she happened to pass on. And they've been talking about this repeatedly for a couple of months now, almost as if they knew behind the scenes what was really going on. So I don't know. This is it's serious. I mean, it's so serious that the no cup is out. The bottle is out. That's how serious this is. This is not even a game. The bottle is out. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm a little worried. And I usually don't get worried because, you can kind of see things ahead and know that, okay, things will probably smooth out. But with this, if this appointment gets passed, which it probably will, because there's really no blockades in the Senate to stop any of the process from going along. The Republicans have control of the Senate. The Democrats do not. They can filibuster. However, that's really nothing much but a stalling tactic. And they could probably maybe try to stall it out at least until after the election. You can call Mitch McConnell out on his hypocrisy for allowing a Supreme Court justice to go through, or the hearing at least to go through, and then come to a place where we are now and say, oh, well, didn't you do this back in 2016? What was the difference? There was no difference. A Supreme Court justice passed, and as the right of the president to pick a justice to serve on the Supreme Court, it was Barack Obama's given right to do so. And the fact that you took that away from him, okay, because you felt that it was enough that this black man had done, it was enough that power that this black man had, and you vowed to not give him another inch of presidential power, because you probably already knew that the Russians were working with the Trump campaign and that they possibly could actually get into the White House. So you held on to that ticket until the right time. This is a most crucial time, and I employ the people of Kentucky. Listen to me. I don't know if anybody out here is from Kentucky or if people from Kentucky are watching, but I need you to know this. Mitch McConnell is just as bad as Donald Trump. Okay, the fact that he could sit here and allow people to go without just because him and his wife are paid from government contracts that he's able to get as long as he provides Trump with a little cushion in the Senate to pass votes through, he needs to go. So no more turkey necks for me. McConnell needs to go. So please, please, please make sure you vote November 3rd, even earlier if you have early voting. Early voting has begun in the state of Virginia. Early voting started today. And with early voting, you can vote on Saturday and Sunday. So if you don't want to wait until November 3rd, because of all that is going on with coronavirus, I suggest that you take your behind down to your voting place and vote if you live in the state of Virginia. I'm sorry, guys. I'm blown. I am really, really, truly blown. And not for nothing. Like I said earlier, she's always been a champion. And hello to everybody jumping in the chat. Hi, hi, hi. Please don't think I'm forgetting you. I see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, it is great to see you and have you here. But this right here, I don't know. Of all things, this worries me. It does. Because there is still time until November 3rd for them to rush through a lot of this. Mitch McConnell, he hasn't been worried about what's going on with the coronavirus and stimulus because he has been pushing through justices to serve on federal courts. Okay, so he has not been worried about people not being able to keep their apartments or keep their houses. He has been worried about packing these federal courts with federal judges, who some bar associations they're not even credible to even be practicing law at that level, which has me side-eyeing the bar association that you even allow these people to do that and to get there. I will not be voting. I do not care for Kamala Harris. Now, see, well, that's the problem right there, Dark Phoenix. You can't sit here and say that you will not be voting. I don't know if you're black or white, but clearly, my point is if you are definitely a person of color, there's no way you can sit here and disrespect people that have come before you and died for your right to vote. For you to say that your right, you actually forbid your right to vote because you don't like a candidate who happens to be vice president, not president of the United States. So know the difference. First and foremost, Joe Biden is running for president of the United States. And if in fact he wins, yes, that could be a possibility that Kamala Harris could possibly be president of the United States, but it is not a guarantee. And she definitely doesn't identify as black. That's not true either. That's definitely not true. I mean, what more identification do you need when you're going to an historically black college? You pledge for an historically black, one of the first black sororities. So, I mean, what more black do you need? I really don't understand. We come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Okay, everybody comes from East Africa. Period. So, people may not look as black as they really are, but if you follow back their DNA tracing, we're definitely all coming from East Africa. But that's the kind of mindset, though, that keeps us from progressing forward. Not everybody is going to have our same experiences. That doesn't make them any less black, because we all come from different backgrounds and different areas of life. All right. So moving forward, definitely is very important to vote because we wouldn't be going through the situations that we're going through now. We are closing upon 7 million people infected with a coronavirus, almost a couple thousands away from 200,000 people dead. And you're going to sit here and tell me, what, he's done a good job? I'm sorry, that's because maybe the people that haven't been affected by coronavirus and things of that nature. But I personally know people that have been affected from coronavirus, and this administration, not just the president, but the administrations lack to take action and handle it when they knew about it way back when he tried to downplay it, even though he knew it was serious. So these are the type of things that we need to take seriously and not play games with our voting power before it gets taken away. So what we need to do, instead of trying to think that we have power by holding our vote. We need to use our vote. And I'm not telling you to vote for, I'm telling you to vote because it's your power and your right. Because pretty soon, if things work the way they continue to keep going, you won't have a right to vote at all. Because the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, those are just basically amendments. They are not set in stone. These cannot be moved and adjusted. All those things can be moved and adjusted. Let's be very clear. Nothing has been set in stone. None of it. None of it. So any president, if they had enough backing, if they had a majority of both houses, meaning Congress as a whole, if they had the following of the people, they could do whatever they wanted. They can do whatever they wanted. And choosing to be an independent, that's fine. And independently, you can look at both sides and make your decision, but do your research first. Please do not go on just because what everybody else is saying or what the majority of the people are saying about somebody's actions. Really do your research and find out the reason why these people took those actions. But this is partially not about that. It's mainly focusing on the person at hand, which is Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed on, and what that means for the rest of us. And that's black, white, and indifferent. If you're liberal or you believe in a woman's right to choose and choose on her own body and her terms what she chooses to do with it, this is a concern for you. If you're worried about your voting rights, this is a concern for you. If you're worried about where you can live and people not having redlining revisited, this should be a concern for you. All of those things that you are concerned about in your own daily lives, this is the reason why this should be more of a concern for all of us. Because, yeah, they just got the green light to really uproot some things. And that's the dangerous part. All this other stuff is kind of like, we haven't even gotten there yet. We can make the argument about what we don't like about certain candidates. And like I've said all the time, it's just like buying things. You buy a car, you don't always like everything about that car. There may be certain things that you don't like. It may not come with a navigational system, and that's what you wanted. It may not come with a USB port, and maybe that's what you wanted. But overall, the car is good, and you wind up taking the car. So that is what you do. That is what you do. She's crooked how? Please explain, please. Stop just throwing stuff out there and really get to the reason why she's crooked. Because I can show you some Democrats and some Republicans. I can really show you some Republicans that are really crooked, and they're crooked right now. Like your own president charging the Secret Service for his hotels and increasing the pay. So mind you, while he's going to stay at all of his Trump resorts and hotels wherever he goes, anywhere he goes, the Secret Service go with him. And you know who he's charging? Us to pay for it. So he's making money while sitting in the seat as president, which he's not supposed to do, which is against the rules. But again, the rules don't apply to him, right? Right. But they apply to everybody else. Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because if she's crooked, he's crooked too. And he's more crooked because he's been stealing and cheating and lying and selling the United States short to make his own pockets larger. So if we want to talk about somebody being a crook and crooked, we definitely want to be looking at our own president first for the recklessness that he has caused. But yeah, this is really sad. This is a day that I really dreaded so long. Like I was just like, please, Lord, hold out. Was praying for her like every night. Like, Lord, please just let us stay around for a little bit, because there's no way this can go on. Like, we cannot have this. Yep, that's right. That's what you think. That's what you think. You can think that you're going to be all right. You can think that as well. You can think that all day long. But the problem is when you don't know, when you don't vote for your local officials, because your local officials actually enact things that are going on. So when you don't vote at all, you give all that stuff, all that police brutality, people dying at the hands of the police, the recklessness in which police are dressing up like protesters and tearing up stuff. Yeah, you give all that a green light. You give all that a green light. Well, I mean, and if she doesn't have our best interests at heart, who knows? Who knows? You think this president has your best interests at heart? You can think again. All right. All right. So I've had enough of going back and forth with you. It was fun, but do your research, please, and then we can talk about who has whom's best interests at heart. Because it's definitely very clear that he doesn't have any of us best interests at heart. Okay? He's all about whomever he can socialize with his bottom line. But yeah, I don't know. Like this means a lot. This is a very deep blow. This is a very serious cut, and I don't really know what the Senate can do to stop it, really, because they really can't stop it at this point. This point is full steam ahead. I mean, they can slow down the process probably, but this is really not too much the Supreme Court, the Senate can do because it is conservative heavy right now. So I know they're gleaming and they're happy because a lot of things that they want to overturn, they probably will be able to overturn. Like they'll be able to overturn Obamacare. Well, the Affordable Care Act. I'm gonna stop calling it that because it's not really Obamacare. The Affordable Care Act, which gives agreements to pre-existing conditions. And now that this COVID has become something where in which people who, if you've been diagnosed with COVID, now you have a pre-existing condition. And now your insurance can say, you know what, you're uninsurable or increase your premiums. So, if the Supreme Court has its way and Trump gets to add somebody else in there who agrees with what he agrees with, then it'll go further and people will die. People will just leave out it, or they just won't have insurance, and that will make it even worse. So the hospitals will become crowded once again. And on top of already having COVID, we still having COVID in the air. It is, you asking for a disaster. You asking for a disaster with no real plan of how to actually govern these people. I really don't. I don't get it. Like, there's no way you can sit here and see things the way that they're going right now and be okay. There's no way at all. Like this is crazy. This is really crazy. And again, not with the fact that we as a people have been denied the right to vote, the right to be, the right to live, and think that this is okay. No way you could be comfortable with this. There's absolutely no way. So all that other mumbo jumbo is really garbage, because at the end of the day, our lives are at stake. You want to believe it or not, you can. It's your choice, whatever. I see it. I read it every day. I know it. Our very lives are at stake right now. And if you have the person from the top saying it's okay to rough them up, it's okay to do this, do that, and the officers are getting that okay, and now that they have not only the Justice Department by the Fred Flintstone looking Bill Barr, but to have the Supreme Court as well, the highest court in the land, giving the okay as well. If you don't think you in some danger, just go sit down somewhere. Please have several seats in the back of a fully COVID room. Just sit in the back and soak it all in. Breathe deep. That's all I can say, because it really doesn't make any sense. This is too serious of a matter to even play with a vote, to even play with you positioning your power all of a sudden because you think that you have a say. Because if that was the case, then those young men and women that have died at the hands or the behest of police would not be laying in graves right now. So I'm just saying, we need to come together and stop this foolishness. We need to stop actually looking for a messiah of some sort and nitpicking at every little thing that someone has done in their career and in their life, and move forward. Okay, and at least give them a chance to prove, like, hey, all right, let's see if you will change. Let's see if you will, go a different route. Hey, don't forget, I know that you did this. I know that you did that. So I'm willing to give you a chance to see if you will correct that. And if you don't, then you check them and you get them out of there. But to have all this self-righteousness when we are dying in the streets, when there are police officers with tanks on our streets, not in some foreign country fighting a war, but they're in our streets right now. That's ridiculous. When they're walking around with military weapons, when a 17-year-old boy, when a 17-year-old white thug can jump on Facebook and go, hey, let's go and protect these businesses, when you don't have a business the first and you live 2 hours away. But you can go there fully armed, shooting protesters, walk right by the police, and nobody grab you. Go all the way home, and then they talk about they apprehended him at his house. Oh, okay. Yeah, come on, get out of here. A black man wouldn't even have been able to live, okay? Soon as they seen him walking around armed, even if he was able to open carry, they would have fired on his ass with no questions asked. Because, of course, we live in two systems of justice, one white, one black. And if you don't know that, you better wake up, because it's very true. So, what a great woman, what a great loss to the state of our democracy. I really don't know what to say. I really don't. I really don't. But vote. Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah. All we can do is vote. Stay focused and vigilant. Read and research. Find out platforms of these opponents of your president, of Vice President, Joe Biden, and others, and really do the research and find out what work they have done and what work they haven't done, and things that they have done to try and correct maybe the things that they did. And again, we all have done things that, were not shining moments in our life, but there was a reason to it. We don't know what the reason was. And my hope is that the reason was to get to a certain place. I mean, politics is a game just like anything else, just like you working in a corporate setting. If you want to make partner, and you started in the mailroom, you had to do some things. You had to, probably go the extra mile, probably even cut some people to where in which, but I need to be seen. I want to be seen as a team player or a partner. I want them to notice me. And there may be some things that you may have done that you're not fond of, but at the end of the day, you realize that you've accomplished your goal. Okay. But we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So give somebody a chance. I mean, if my whole thing is, if you're going to give this man 4 years to do this bad, there's no way you can complain about anybody. That'd be ridiculous. Because your only gripe with someone like a Kamala Harris, who's running for, might I add, once president, not even president, is that she's a woman. Because as far as her being accomplished, she runs circles around both the president and the vice president at least twice. So let's come up with a different argument. That's like discrediting Michelle Obama as the most accomplished first lady in U.S. history, which she is. Period. So what are we saying? It's like give people their props. Don't try to, undermine people and undermine their accomplishments and who they are. For what? For what? A woman can do the job just as well as a man can. Hell, you got a woman in the office right now who gets rid of a whole app because they've been making fun of him with the stuff he's been saying during press conferences and made them into like little funny memes so you're going to get rid of a whole app? Come on, like grow up. Grow up. You're a whole grown man. Get out of here. Okay. So, yeah, you can keep going. I'm done with you right now. You've been dismissed. So, yeah, I don't know. Any questions, comments, or concerns about how you feel about Miss Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I know some of you, JLC, I know you said you was nervous and this is really serious, which it very much is. Do you think it's real? What'd you say? It's real. Just look at the other countries. The dismantling government. Yeah, and Russia's behind it all. Russia's behind it all. And it's like, please don't be fooled when they throw articles out there that, there's some little Russian aggression that the United States is handling. It's total BS. Total BS. You see, Trump don't do nothing about it. But it's made to look like there is some kind of tension between Russia and the U.S. There is no tension. There is no tension. He's giving secrets away. He's giving the secrets away actually through Israel. He tells them, they tell the Russians, so that way it's not a direct channel anymore because he knows that directly he gets found out about. So now he does it another different type of way. You don't invite them to the White House anymore. They'll do it a different way. So it's really, it is happening. These things are happening. Russia is behind it all. And it's not for nothing just to dismantle democracy, just like democracy dismantled and capitalism dismantled Russia in his eyes. So he wants to do the same to the rest of the world. So we don't look like the shining example. We look exactly like what we are. And race is the best way to do it. And that's the crazy part. Because the only way you combat racism and stuff like that is, first of all, calling it out and being honest about your feelings, about how you feel. First of all, we all don't have to, hold hands and sing kumbaya, but what you must do is respect one another. And what you will do is respect me, period, point blank, end of story. What I do is none of your business, and what you do is none of mine. But we should respect one another wholeheartedly. But I don't know. This is just really, 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 really sad. Okay. Yeah, Andrea, TikTok is just, I don't believe that is so crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just really, and then the fact that he would even allow people to congregate for these rallies and possibility of getting sick and catching COVID after one of his own Republican Party members, a former, president nominee or runner for president back in 2016 dies. It's like, and you don't mention him. You don't even talk about him. It was like non-existent. You wouldn't even know nothing about Herman Cain and the fact that he was even a Republican. The way that president talked about him, he talked more about John McCain turning his thumb down towards his change to the Affordable Care Act than anything. I mean, it's ridiculous because, again, his whole thing is he doesn't feel like people of color should have power, not any more power than a white person. I mean, let's be real about it. He just signed an executive order that schools should be teaching patriotism. What is that? What is that? Oh, I'm sorry, because you didn't want to do the 1619 curriculum in schools, which basically tells the truth and not, whitewashes American history and tells the truth that, hey, the time the first slave came here, America really started making booming money from cotton plantations and then selling that cotton back to England, and this whole trading process was going on, and all this money the United States was making. And not to mention that your glorious fathers of a foundation, because they didn't find anything, so I don't call them the founding fathers. They didn't find or discover or come up with anything. Everything came from somewhere else. But so yeah, you have these men come together, and not only did they come together to write something talking about all men are created equal, but these same men had slaves that they didn't think were equal. I mean, one was a child molester. Oh, but we don't talk about that because no, we talk about him like as if his relationship with his slave was some loving, enduring, sweet love story. He was raping his sister-in-law, who was underage, and kept her in a back room inside the house in a hidden door. So, I mean, come on. I mean, really, we can't sit here and ignore the stupidness of what's going on right now. It's really crazy. Like, and every day it gets worse. So, I mean, at some point, we need to start waking up. We really do. We need to start waking up. Stop even drinking the Kool-Aid or even thinking that you're even entertaining drinking any of this mess because it's foolishness. It is absolutely foolishness. I mean, I just watched a clip this morning of Cornel West, and I love that man, talking to Tucker Carlson about socialism. And, he's explaining it all. And he's like, oh, well, if that's what it is, I'll go for that. I mean, come on, get out of here. Get out of here, sir. You've praised a 17-year-old thug from shooting people. You had a white supremacist as one of your chief writers on your show. So you know what you dibble and dabble in. It's not, we need to stop playing this game as if people walk around like, oh, I didn't know. Nah, you knew. You knew the whole time. You didn't give a damn. You only, clutch your pearls and sit back when it's, when you're exposed. Just like this president. He will sit there and lie straight to your face and then tell you, oh, no, I didn't know anything about it. And, I mean, the people are not that much better. I mean, Woodworth is not that much greater. You could have those side conversations with him the whole time and tape the whole conversation, but never come out and tell the American people, hey, the president is lying. He knew about this a long time ago. He just decided to, quote unquote, downplay it because he didn't want to scare the rest of the nation, but he knew about it the whole time. No, you wait to sell a book to talk about it. Come on, y'all. Like, seriously? So we let 200,000 people die so you could sell a book? And this goes for a lot of them. So y'all let people, and you're constantly letting people die and get infected by this disease to sell a book. Really? I can't. I'm so over it. Everybody needs to go. That's where I'm at with it. Like, seriously. Because it's ridiculous. Retarded as hell. But anyway. Wait, that's right. I can't do that from there. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I think I'm done ranting, but prayers go out to the Ginsburg family. I know she's probably been a strong rock for her family, and this is a devastating moment because she's such a strong woman. You know, I mean, she had cancer scares for the past few years now, and she's recovered and went back to her job as a justice and took her job seriously from the moment she was handed the nomination from President Clinton and has not stopped working since. And has not been a person to champion anything but the law. Like, she hasn't championed a particular president. She thanked Clinton for the nomination and all of that. But anything past that, everything was strictly on what the Constitution says and if it's fair to all people, as it states. Not just some people, not just the ones that pander to the pockets of others, but all people. And that's the way we need to start looking at it. Which one of these, if we can really sit here and just go, well, which one of these candidates are more about the people? And if you don't feel like you one of the people, that's fine. Because you may not be. You may be up there in that 1%, bracket where you don't feel like you're one of the people. And that's great. Congratulations to you. But everybody else, yeah. If you're sitting at home right now because you don't have a job or don't even know if you will ever have a job, even when this thing starts to kind of reopen, yeah, you might want to rethink some things if you even thinking about giving somebody another 4 years. To do what? Wasn't he supposed to make America great the first time? So what is this? Make America Great 2.0? Come on. Cut the shit. I'm just like, you stupid. I'm sorry. I just had to. I wasn't trying to go there, but you just real stupid if you think that any of this. I can't. I really cannot. Yeah, well, that's all I had. Real quick, if anybody wanted to say something, you don't have to show your face, but yeah. Other than certain folks. Let's see. I've seen the young generation why ask YouTubers and they are not going to vote. My answer to them is, I just don't really even understand how people can even say that. I get it because a lot of people don't know your history and you don't know that people have died, lost their lives for you to, press a button on a tablet type machine to cast your ballot, that you punch a hole in something to cast your ballot, that someone has lost their life for that sacrifice just for you to do that. But we're so disconnected from the fact that has actually happened to our own people. That part, that's the main drive that I have. I could care less pretty much sometimes about this one going back and forth with that one about what policies, this, that, and the other. My main thing for going is that I know people have died. People have hung from trees. People have been drowned. People, God knows what has happened to a lot of these people. Just for the simple fact that all they wanted to do was vote. That's it. Vote and be counted. And I can disrespect them and disrespect myself to say, you know what, I'm not going to vote. Come on. No way. No way. No way. They don't ever allow us to forget the Holocaust, right? They don't ever allow us to forget 9/11. They don't ever allow us to forget any of those monstrosities. But the first thing they'll say is, oh, well, Jim Crow and all that happened so long ago, get over it. No, I can't. I can't get over it because every time I cut on my computer or cut on my TV, I'm looking at something that basically reminds me of a Jim and a Crow. So no, I can't. I can't forget about it. No, I can't, because every time when I'm sitting up here looking at the news and they talk about voter suppression, who are they suppressing? They ain't suppressing their own votes. You got governors cheating to win elections and nobody's up in arms about it. Stacey Abrams would be and should be the first governor of Georgia. But no, the man who was her opponent was able to still sit in the seat where he oversaw the votes, right? And was able to wipe out 500,000 votes. Those 500,000 votes, which would have declared her the winner. That's how serious all of this is. That's how much it is not a joke. Even Andrew Gillum, he came so close to the point where they wanted to make sure that they destroyed him. He could never step foot in the political arena ever again. So what did they do? They found his niche, his Achilles heel, and they did it. They exploited it. Like, wake up. This is not a game. The system is the system. But what we can do is we can actually stop sitting around here and talking about it or acting like we so know what's going on in the political system, and get in it and fix it and make it work. Make it work. You can't make it work sitting up there talking about you not going to vote for somebody. You look stupid, because all you do is allow the system to continue. It won't destroy itself. It won't destroy itself. It'll destroy you before it destroys itself if you don't get involved. Come on, use your brain. Like, it don't take a rocket science. It really don't. Don't take a PhD to figure out, hey, if you don't do something, you allow all that is happening, you allow it. You allow it. You have every right, like the next person, to fight for your rights. If you choose not to fight, then you say it's okay. He said it himself. He sat there and said, hey, well, listen, black people, a lot of them didn't vote for me. They didn't vote at all, but it helped me anyway. That's because they know. What do you think the Louis DeJoy been pulling out post office boxes and taking out machines? He's been doing this for months. They just started reporting on it to the point where a federal judge said, hey, stop. You're not doing that anymore. Don't even touch another box. Don't touch another machine. But it's already done. He's done it in 4 battleground states. They're already out of here. And they've been ordered not to re-implement the machines. So, I mean, come on, like, he's pushing every button. He's sitting there pushing every button, and no one's saying, hey, you know what? That's enough. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to even give you the light of day, because I'm not. And that's like, we really, I mean, come on. Like, if you ain't going to talk about a solution, then you're part of the problem. And that's what we need to understand. If you don't have a solution, honey, go someplace else where you can be of good service. And good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah, I mean, come on. He's telling people right now to, if you can, to go to the polling places and almost intimidate voters. Come on, we're stepping into a whole new low that we need to really understand that this is not a game. This is not a game. Take the blinders off. Get serious, because it is happening. Because if it don't happen to you, it's going to happen to your son or to your daughter, to your niece, to your nephew, to your cousin, to your auntie, to your mama, to anybody that you're close to. You think hasn't touched you yet? All right, keep living. Keep living, and it'll touch you sooner than you think. And then you'll turn around and be like, oh, well, yeah, no justice, no peace. My vote, get out and vote. Yeah, come on, miss me with that. Act now while it may not be affecting you, while it may not be touching you, because you know that it could at any point affect you and touch you. Don't wait, because they're not waiting on you, all right? They're definitely not waiting on you. It's your brain cells in my background rolling around. That's what's in the background. It's called a dryer. I don't know if you know what those are, but you put clothes in them after you wash them. And if it disturbs you, then you can click off. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't. And instead of being so concerned about what's in my background, be more concerned about your voting rights. Do that. Because like I tell you, they're not set in stone, player. They're not set in stone. They can be wiped away and changed at any moment. Oh, no, I'm not mean. Not mean at all. You asked the question and I answered it, didn't I? You may not have liked the way that it was delivered, but you got the answer. I'm not here to deliver messages in a bow. I'm here to tell you what it is. That's all. That's all. Now you had enough of sugarcoating stuff. Sometimes you just got to get it and get out. You know what? Shut up. I'm not. So yeah, I don't know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. God darn. I saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming. I really did. I saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming. I knew it was a possibility at any moment that this could be a change, but didn't really, was hoping that it was at least after all of this, like January. Jeez. But here we are in a place where in which this is paramount. This is a tough, like, this is tough. I really don't. Yeah, you definitely do. You got to give props. I mean, she's been battling for equality across the board. She's been a strong battler for equality across the board, and her presence on that bench will be greatly missed. There will be a huge hole in a lot of things moving forward. Listen, I hope that the Senate will be able to push back on Mitch McConnell, but I am just as much knowing that they don't have much of a chance. They can delay, but eventually the Republicans may just get their wish. So well, this is a real, like, it's game on now. Like, it seriously is game on now. Because they can uproot a lot of these laws real quick, fast and in a hurry. No, sir. I'll pass on you. What would you like to say?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm well.
Hello. All I wanted to say was everybody's not gonna like who you like. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm sorry, everybody's not gonna like what?
Everybody is not gonna like who you like, as far as politicians.
Well, and that's perfectly fine, but for you not to vote would be stupid.
That's my right. That I, as an American, have the right not to vote. If I don't like either candidate, that's my right. I'm an
In fact,
American.
it is your right. But for you to
I'm
sit there and be
45 years old.
disrespectful to the
Wait.
people, for you to be disrespectful to the people before you, and actually think that you really have the right not to vote, you don't have the right. It's like a temporary pass. It is not something that is set in stone. I don't know how many times I got to say that. It's nothing that is set in stone. It can be changed at any moment. So for you not to think that that's something that is important for you is sad. Now, what were you saying?
Hello. Like I said, I don't like either party. I don't like either party.
And that's fine.
I have
problems.
And that's perfectly fine. Can I please talk, sir?
And you have every right to, when I'm finished, yeah, you have every right to.
But you had cut me off and put me backstage.
Yeah, I
wasn't saying what you wanted me to say.
No, that's not it. I need you to be the problem is I need you to be clear. I don't need you to come with your opinions. I need you to come with facts. So if you choose not to vote, that is your choice. You have every right not to vote. But that's not what we're promoting here, because too many people have died. Too many people continue to die at the hands of police, at the hands of other individuals. You got all these people calling the police on people, hoping that, police come with their guns ablazing. We don't have time to sit here and go back and forth about why you choose not to vote. And everybody doesn't think. We know everybody does not think alike. We know everybody's not a monolith. But if you can look outside your door, open up a paper, read a book, and be comfortable with the way things are, you, sir, have a problem. That's it. And I'm not here for your games. So you can go be a star on somebody else's platform, just not here. So now if anybody else, and you don't have to say what I want you to say or how I want you to sound, but come on, I need you to really, if you're gonna have an argument, let it be sound. I don't want to hear no BS and bullshit. Like, it's really not the time. You choose not to vote, that's your business. You choose not to vote, that is your business and your right. But if you can sit here as a person of color and be okay with the way things are, you sir, you have a problem. And you can unsubscribe, sweetheart. It's not a problem. It is really not a problem. Really not a problem. I bid you to have a nice one. I have a nice one. Now, if someone else wants to have a conversation and really, even if you don't agree with me and really have one, then that's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and really play foolish when people have lost their lives. Because again, if Dark Phoenix knew anything about his history, then he would know that there have been plenty of people that have died and swung from trees while white children looked up at them while they ate food like it was a joke because they wanted to vote. But for you to sit here and think that, oh, it's okay, it's my right, I don't like either candidate. Yeah, come on, man. Like, save that garbage. But be the first one sitting up there talking about a police officer doesn't have the right to arrest you or accost you if they choose to, right? Okay, I'll wait. Because that's the type of foolishness that I won't tolerate. And I'm sorry. And to anybody else, subscriber, if I made you feel some type of way, I apologize. But for that, I'm not. Maybe the delivery may be a little different. But as far as what I said, I meant what I said. Not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that. Now, when a whole 17-year-old white boy can gun down two people, get water from the police officers, walk around with his gun and hold his hands up and walk right by them like everything's okay. Come on, man. Come on. You got to be fucking kidding me. You really have got to be kidding. It's people like that. You don't have nothing to do with yourself, nothing to do with your life, but sit up on this and talk foolish. Simple. You said enough in the chat. I feel like we're not a monolith, and we don't have to be. We don't have to be. We don't have to be. Now you got to call somebody a name, right? Right. If I was one, that probably would offend me. But I know I'm not. But I know you are. That's plainly obvious. It's very clear. It's very clear. So you can go back to the rock that you crawled from, and have a nice life. And good luck with that. Good luck with not voting. Good luck with not voting. And when the police hem your let me rephrase that because it was about to come out totally crazy. When the police hem you up, right? And you try to figure out, well, what's going on. Remember, and I hope you remember this slight dialogue that we had on this day, the day Ruth Ginsburg passed away. Hope you remember it. Yeah. And know that the orders came from not only your president, but the Justice Department itself. You still here? I thought you were leaving. Right, but you still here. But you still here. You still here. You still here. Yeah, I bet you do. 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 All right. Anyway, moving right along. Because we choose not to even indulge in you any further, sir. You've had your moment. Your moment is past. So anybody else have anything to say, comments, questions, or concerns? And I don't have an issue with, let me make this very clear. I don't have an issue with people who have a difference of opinion. Okay? Because your opinion is your opinion, and that's all well and good. But when it's a state of emergency and you could clearly see the shit's crazy, when you have even Trump people like Vice President Pence's secretary who decided, you know what, I am going to vote Biden. Shit's real. Like, it's not even a game anymore. It's not even a game anymore. And even if it's just 4 years of trying to fix what has already been crumbling around here, then so be it. So be it. Then we can pick someone else if need be, if the job's not being done. But right now, we cannot afford to just sit back and allow this stuff to continuously dismantle because it's attacking us. The attack is on us. So good luck. Good luck in your white neighborhood, because pretty soon they'll be kicking you out. Okay? So good luck in your little white neighborhood, and enjoy it while you can, because pretty soon they'll be kicking you out. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Because you black and you sound like you was gay too. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. Because your white husband or your white boyfriend won't save you. That is a dryer. That is a dryer. Just for the people who wanted to know what that's the dryer saying, hey, I'm finished. But yeah, that's enough. I'm done. I am done. But anyway, hey guys, we've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes. I really just wanted to come on and just basically talk about all of that has been going on in this world with what just happened and the change in our world and political system as we know it that may be on the horizon with the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. everything from Roe versus Wade to the Voting Rights Act to all of the other things that have been just dismantling and very worrisome about where we are right now as a people, even down to forcing people to be vaccinated with the coronavirus alleged cure thing that's supposed to be coming. All the scientists are saying, hey, it takes a good year to even have a proper specimen dose to give to people. And we are rushing this just so somebody can say, I did this, I accomplished this, now vote for me. Without probably knowing any side effects or anything of that nature. I think it's too serious to play with. We're too serious to play with. Like, I'm not gonna even sit here and go back and forth when there are real serious things happening because somebody wants to sit and play. Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm not 200,000 people. That's a lot of people to sit here and die. And the fact that you knew that, which, I mean, I figured and I said it, that once they knew where it would affect and the people that it would affect the most, it was a green light for okay. They don't vote for me anyway. They don't care nothing about me anyway. So I'm going to move forward. And, hey, we got to realize that this is the person we voted for or didn't vote for. Because when you don't vote for them, you still vote for that person. So you can say that, but it does do nothing but give the vote to the other person. It's been very clear. He said it to you to your face. If you don't vote for me, you vote for me. So then what's your argument? It's your right, right? Yeah, it's your right. Come on, out of here. If you don't vote for him, you vote for him. If you don't vote, you vote for him. So that's not a right. That's not a right. That's just a forfeit. Clearly not a right. So, anyways, yeah. So just be mindful. And I pray that more intelligent heads will prevail and we won't let people who cheat throughout their entire careers in life continue to run this nation through the ground, and actually true Republicans who actually believe in the ideologies of the Republican Party, the true Republican Party, who was once a party dominated by people of color, actually arise and move forward. And we can put aside these Trumpian idiots who like to walk around and think that they're actually doing something, when in actuality, a lot of the stuff that he's done doesn't benefit them anyway, because they don't make enough for them to be benefited. So, yeah, it pretty much is your vote or your life. So let's make the right choices and vote and choose life. And choose life, and think about the people that have died, that have, encountered situations where in which they had no need. We should think of like the Breonna Taylors of this situation that took 100 and some odd days for them to come to a decision and then decide to settle because an election is coming up. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. So I think we definitely need to really do better and be better as citizens, and really choose life. At 200,000 people dead, that should not be a choice. We should not even be a question that we even sacrificing people so my numbers won't look bad, or having states lie about their infection rate, their death rate, only to appease the person at the top. That's ridiculous. So I just, this is just really sad and unfortunate, and we definitely need to do better. And by doing better, voting better, and not just not vote, but vote, vote. Use your voice, make it count. Because if you don't use your voice, then you have no right to talk about any mistreatment you may encounter here on out. Um, yeah, with millions of people out of work and not knowing if they will have a job to go back to, that's important. Many people facing evictions, very important. So we need to make sure definitely that the vote we have, we're using it. And as Ruth Bader Ginsburg fought her entire life, and even up until she's 87 years old, making sure she showed up for not only the job, but showed up to the people that mattered. I definitely think, we should definitely do that. Nobody's paying him any attention. I'm not even. See, that's the thing. When you don't give those people power, you just ignore them. They become non-existent. And I can't even do that from here, I don't think. Let me see. Can I? Because I'm on StreamYard. So, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got you. But I'm not trying to even give that person power. Please, ain't nobody. I mean, those words really mean nothing. It just shows your lack of intelligence as well as intellect. And they are two different things. So the more you know, the more you grow. And, some people just won't grow. And that's just that. And we have to understand that. Not everybody is with it. Some people like to keep things the way that they are because they're very comfortable in them. And, we just have to understand that. But however, when things change, right, and those, and people start to see them, oh, don't jump on the bandwagon then because it'll be too late. All right. So, yeah, that's all. That is all. If there's nothing else, if nobody has any other questions, comments, or concerns, I'll put this out. Excuse me, one last time. Oops, did I cut something off? I think I might have. Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, so that's it. That's really all I wanted. It was cool. I mean, I don't really get people just think, oh, thank you, Starbella. I appreciate it. And thank you all for hanging out. I mean, I did get, I posted it on my community wall and everybody was like, you should go live. You should go live. And I appreciate all of you for thinking of me to actually bring forth this. And it lets me show at least definitely what I do is not in vain. It reaches the people and they want to hear what I have to say. And for that, I am truly honored. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, of course I'll leave the live up. I don't shut lives down. What I put it down for? What I put it down for? I mean, I'm not a person to back down from what I said. I said what I said. Now, I know sometimes growing up and all that, I know sometimes my delivery may not be the greatest. It's not as light and as nice as a lot of people think the whole demeanor is, but I really don't care. At the end of the day, I said what I said, and it is what it is. But yeah, definitely rest in peace to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and prayers go out to her family. Prayers to the nation, dear God, because yeah, we are facing a really tough couple of months. Like, it's only 46 days, well, 45 or 45 days. It'll be 45 at 12 o'clock. 45 days till election day. But in those 45 days, there's about to be a whirlwind of stuff going on. Okay. It's going to be so much stuff to the point where we're going to be concerned trying to watch who's being picked to fill Ruth Bader Ginsburg's spot, to new bombshells that's dropping about this particular president, to I'm sure some stuff dropping about Joe Biden as well as Kamala Harris, and probably even more Kamala Harris than Joe Biden. The way this thing is going, they act like she's running for president and he is not. So just be mindful. Please don't read into or feed into the fake media machines of the Facebooks and others that's pulling out BS stories to pull on your religious heartstrings about two men having a baby out of the anus. Come on. Let's be smarter. Okay, let's be smarter. Let's be more adult and really look through the BS and really find the truth. And because in the truth is knowledge and freedom. So we definitely need to make sure we always keep that in mind. Congress will never enter the new until after the election. No, that's not true. That is not true. Congress won't, but Congress doesn't have to. The Senate actually gets that part. So Congress is really out of the loop in that. Congress does not play a role in that. The Senate, however, does. So the House of Representatives really has no say in the nominational pick for the Supreme Court. However, the Senate does, and the Senate is conservative heavy. So if Trump sends them a nominee, they can go ahead with the hearings and meet with the senators and move us forward. So there's really nothing stopping them. The only thing the minority Senate can do is do a filibuster, which would give them some time, but they can't hold out forever. They would eventually have to have hearings, even if it coincides with the election. So, yeah. Well, we don't know that Mitch McConnell might. Turkey neck Mitch, he might. Remember, his wife is on the transportation. She's on the transportation board. So, and he's been getting a lot of government contracts for Kentucky. So he's been getting a lot of money for his state. And he's been padding his pockets as well. So that may be a favor he may owe Trump. So I wouldn't rush to think that the Senate would not hear from a pick from Trump, because they surely will. Mitch McConnell has actually said it himself, that if the vacancy was available, he would for sure fill it. He said it himself. So that's without question. That's pretty much, you can guarantee that that's going to happen. All right. Yeah, and I mean, that's fine. I mean, what I do and what we talk about on here is not for everyone, but I do need you to be far more open-minded to know really what's going on and not feel like you can just say whatever and think that that's okay. Because personally, and again, I apologize if anybody felt any type of way, but I just got a little bit unnerved just for the fact that you disrespect the people that have come before you with your attitude that you think that it's really your right to deny a vote. And that part is sad. That part is truly sad. That is so sad. But again, that is why it's important for education. That's why it's important to know your history, not just the history that they teach you, but to dig further and deeper and get the backstory. Because, we don't know everything. There are some things that we have not been told, but the discovery is in knowing for yourself. And when you know for yourself, you walk differently in a world where in which you know they didn't see it from you from the moment that you step foot on these shores. When you truly know that they don't see it for you, and you have to work 3 and 4 times harder. You have to have a clean record. You have to be the most cleanest president ever, have no scandals, and still be looked at as less than. And then somebody comes behind you that's done everything worse in the book and still doing it while in office, and nobody holds him accountable. And the few that try to only can go but so far. And you still have people looking at it like, oh well, that's no big deal. Yeah, come on. Yeah, all we need, Armand Jordan, all we need is 5 Senate seats to flip the Senate. All we need is 5. So if we were lucky enough to get those 5 in 2020 in November, then that would be a good look. But even still, we still have to wait till January. So again, although November could come and things could change, he still has power until January. So we don't want to lose sight of that either. Yeah, I know. And nobody wants to really do the research because that's really where the power is. Nobody wants to do the research. They rather just, be fed it. And it's the same thing with, church and all that kind of stuff. It's like, pastor says it, you take it and spit it out to somebody else. But sometimes if you go a little deeper, you may find a deep understanding of the word. And it's the same thing with this. You dig a little deeper, you find a deeper understanding of maybe why people chose to do or pick the legal steps that they did as lawmakers, because maybe at a certain time this was going on in our nation at that time, and people were just looking for a way to stop it or to slow it down, and not really thinking about the long-lasting consequences of their actions. But now, maybe a lot of former lawmakers and present lawmakers have thought about the consequences of their actions and the ramifications of those, and think, okay, well, let me try to make a change. So, at the same time, we have to at least hear them out. And if you feel, this justified or it's warranted to give them a second chance or to see what they do, then do so. But by all means, whether you agree with them or not, and you agree with somebody else, or you want to vote for freaking Barney, vote. Don't disrespect the people that have gone before you. Don't do that. Because I think if they thought that, people would actually dismiss their sacrifice, did you really think that they would choose to choose liberty or death, and choose death for liberty for you to walk over it? Come on, get out of here. Don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, all right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's been real. It's always great to see you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I look to see you guys around. You can catch me Monday through Friday, of course, for the rundown, which is just the regular news, and Tuesdays for politics and wellness, as well as Thursday for the gentleman's panel, which will be on King's Pain, the official King Payne's page on Thursday. All right. So, yeah. That's where you can find me. And you're absolutely right. You can't complain if you don't exercise your right to vote. And I'll leave it on that, because you definitely are right. You can't complain if you don't exercise your right to vote. So it's up to us to exercise our right, because if it wasn't important enough, they wouldn't try to take it from us. All right. Even with your census, please. And as a matter of fact, before I go, please fill out your census. Please do that now. Again, this Trump administration is trying to cut the census short so that way everyone is not counted and they can run with the numbers that they already have and kind of give funding to the different areas which they choose to, because everybody was not counted. So please make sure you fill out your census. You can still fill it out online at the census.org, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, 2020 census. I'll put it here in the chat. Please go there if you have not already and fill out your census. It only takes less than 10 minutes. I kid you not. I did it online myself. It didn't even take that long. So please click on that, do that. Hey, Smart Show. It's not that you're late. You can still catch it on the replay. It's no big deal. But thank you for coming. Always appreciate you coming through. So please make sure you do that. And also, too, please check your registration. Make sure your voter registration is up to date. Make sure you know where your new polling places will be, because I did check online, even from my polling place, and they only have 4 early voting polling places this year due to the COVID-19. So you want to go check online to make sure that you know exactly where your polling places will be for early voting, because they have cut them down tremendously due to the COVID-19 and trying to, keep everything kind of tight. So I know my area only has 4. All right. So, and I know some other areas probably only have 2 to 3 or 4 places. So please find out where your polling place is. You can go to also that voting website as well. Type in your state, and you can click on your area, and it will give you a rundown of the cities and counties in your area and their voting places. All right, and I think that's it for me now, for real. Again, thank you everyone for coming through. I appreciate your participation. Even Dark Phoenix, even though he had to get the boot from the Congress floor. Sorry, but sometimes it just be like that, and that's okay, and we can agree to disagree, but again, I won't allow anyone to really do that about other people's sacrifices. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to spit in the faces of our ancestors or people that came before us. Not going to do that. So, and I won't ever stand for that, be that as it may. But thanks again. It's been great. Peace and love. This is really happening. I still can't believe it. But all right, guys. I've been on here long enough. All right, peace. Love you guys. I'm out.